Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel where today we're doing a long overdue video where we are going to be going over my HP Chromebook 11 x360. This video should have been recorded probably about 3 years ago, but I just never got around to doing it. And plus, as you can see, it's been quite used, so this video shouldn't be too hard to go over. So coming around the front, normally you wouldn't have all these stickers on there, but because I get bored sometimes and I somehow get a lot of stickers, I put a lot of stickers on it. I have a hype sticker from a record, an Apple sticker, another Apple sticker, van stickers, an iFly sticker, man. And so I have a lot of stickers on here because I don't really have anywhere else to put them, and I just realized that there is a sticker missing on here, and I don't know where it went. Anyways. Normally you'd have the HP logo right here, but it's been covered up by an Apple sticker. It's plastic. It's not like cheapy plastic like you find in like some cheap Chinese brand laptop, but yeah, it's not too bad. Come around the sides, nothing too fancy. You come over here, you got your power button. Looks like a locker or something. I don't actually know what that does. A USB-C port for charging with a phone charger, which I will get into a story about that. A USB thing, or volume rocker. Come around the front, there's literally nothing. And then headphone jack, micro SD slot, another USB slot, and the USB-C charger port for charging with the full computer brick like computers are normally charged with. When I got this computer, I got it for Christmas of 2020, and this isn't the original one that I got for Christmas. I had originally gotten one, and I had charged it at first through this port with the computer charger, and I almost made it catch on fire, and it stopped working. So yeah, don't ever do that. Opening it up, there's me. While we wait for it to open up, there we go. So here we have a 720p display for the most part. It's like 1260 by 768 or something like that. I honestly have no idea what the exact one is, but it even from a distance you can see pixels and all kinds of stuff like that. So here we are on the front screen of Amazon, and if I were to just zoom in real quick, you can see those pixels real nice. It's not terrible. It's not the worst screen I've ever seen in my life, but I do think that it could be a lot better. I do see a lot of pixels even from a distance, and it really does bug me a lot of the times because especially if I'm watching like a show or YouTube video and I want to have a good screen, because this is one of the biggest screens that I have. Other than my Kindle, this is the biggest screen that I have, and sometimes I want to watch YouTube videos and shows on a bigger screen. This does not really do it for me, and it's why I end up choosing my Kindle over this, even though it pretty much has a very similar screen. But it really bums me out because I like the size of the screen. It's a good size, even though I wish it was bigger, but they do make a bigger model. They have a 14-inch and stuff like that. This is an 11-inch screen, hence why it's got the HP 11, because it's an 11-inch screen. This does have, my model specifically has 4 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of internal storage, which is not a lot, and I find myself just going through that 32 gigabytes instantly, no matter what I'm doing, whether I'm recording a video on it for YouTube or, all kinds of stuff. That's been my main issue, is the storage on it. They do make an 8 gig, 64 gigabyte memory version of it, but I've also heard is not anywhere near better than this, and it's just about the same, even with the extra 4 gigabytes of RAM. But what is this computer good for? One, it's really good for schoolwork. That is what these are made for. These are the kinds of laptops and stuff that schools will buy in bulk for their students. It's not really good for the average consumer, I want to say. There are Chromebooks that have much higher specs, better screens with thinner bezels, and all kinds of stuff that, you know, I believe this is, I haven't looked them up currently, but when my mom bought it for Christmas, it was around $200 for this model, which is insane for what you're getting. You're practically just getting a glorified tablet with a keyboard. Because another thing, I am not the biggest fan of Chrome OS. You're so limited in the stuff that you can do on them, and it really bums me out for multiple reasons. Games don't run well on it. Even when this computer was at its peak and it wasn't, you know, used at all, it had a good battery, you know, and everything was good, and the CPU wasn't being overloaded with different files and stuff, it still could not run anything. This computer has not been able to run much more than a browser, and at times a browser extension. The most I can do with this computer is have my microphone, keyboard, external webcam and stuff plugged in, and record a YouTube video with it. That is about the most that I can do before this computer starts having a brain aneurysm. So to get more into the nitty-gritty of the specs, because I'm not going to be able to remember it right offhand, so I went to HP's website and looked up the specifications for this specific Chromebook, which I believe is the x360 11G1EE, which I think is like the education version or whatever. So for our CPU, we have an Intel Celeron N3450 up to 1.1 gigahertz, and you can go up to 2.1 gigahertz, 2 megabyte cache, 4 cores, Intel HD Graphics 500. Like I said, it is not for gaming. You are not going to be doing gaming on this. Even like basic games that don't require much CPU storage, you might be able to get away with, but like you can't run Roblox on this, you can't run Minecraft on it. It's just, it automatically just starts bugging up and just having all kinds of issues. No, I don't want this. But Intel HD Graphics 500, like I said, you're not going to be doing much with it. You can even see the screen bugging out on that camera. 11.6 inch screen, 1366 by 768 is the exact thing. Man, you can just see how buggy it is. Some of them did come with a pen, but mine didn't. You can't. This is not a 1080p screen. If you watch videos in 1080p, it's not going to look any different than if you were to watch it in like 720p or 760p. It is not for that. The image isn't horrible when you're watching a show or a YouTube video. You're not going to notice it a whole lot, unless if you have something better, you will notice a difference. Like on a website like this, you'll notice it right away. You have 16, 32, and 64 gigabyte model. This one is the 32 gigabyte, like I said, and I run through stuff just instantly. Mine has 4 gigs of LPDDR4 SD RAM, which I know you can upgrade these to the 8 if you want. You can just take the back off and boom, there's your RAM. You can just upgrade it. The speakers are terrible. They're very tinny. They don't get loud. They make every key rattles on the keyboard when the volume is turned up to a significant amount to where you can barely hear it. The front-facing camera is actually not terrible, but I've seen better from laptops. You don't buy a laptop for its integrated webcam. It's not horrible. You're only able to record up to 720p, but my external webcam that is from 2008 is 10 times better than the one that is integrated on here. The internal microphone is also another thing that is just absolutely terrifying and hurts your ears at any volume. Keyboard is spill resistant, pick resistant. There is no number pad on here. There is also no, I forgot what was originally here on like a normal computer, but they replaced it for the search button, which is just absolutely foul, and I don't know why they went with that. It's just, yeah. This computer has, lasted me 3 years, and I've used it every day since then, and it's done me well in certain departments, but in other departments, I want to have something that has a little more oomph, especially when I want to play like games on it and I want to create music or edit photos. I just cannot do it on this because it cannot handle that. And it really bums me out because it's one of the reasons why I wanted a laptop. Of course, my mom didn't know what I could and couldn't do on it, so it's not her fault. It's just Chrome's fault that there's so little that you can do. Even when you get the Linux thing, you have to be so like semi-skilled in coding and stuff like that to even get stuff to work that it's pointless, and I don't like it. The battery does not last up to 12 hours for me anymore. It never did in the first place. At its max, it would last me all day, but definitely not no 12 hours. Now the battery probably still lasts a good while, even after 3 years of heavy use. It still lasts me about 5 to 6 hours, which isn't terrible at all. It's very light. You can even hear like there's some creaking going on, and like ugh. Because like I said, these are built cheap. These are meant to be bought in mass by schools to give out to students. Yeah, that's just some basic. Also, my trackpad is like semi-broken. Like, I can't get out of that. There we go. But yeah, the keyboard feels fine, I guess. The keys do feel a little goofy at times, but they have a nice click to them. They don't. It's nothing like you get out of like a Asus gaming computer, like a high-end HP computer, because, like I said, this is just a Chromebook for schools, and it does all right in certain departments. I do like the fact that it can stand up like this, because I do this a lot when it's on my desk, if y'all know. It can go like this. Oh, look at that lag. It can go like this, and it'll go to like a tablet mode. It'll also fully collapse like that for using it like a tablet, which does work to some extent, but it's practically just a glorified tablet with a keyboard, in my opinion. So what I'm hoping for this Christmas is a new laptop. This one has done me well. It's not the worst laptop I've ever used. I use it all the time, and I love it for what it does do, but I hate it for what it doesn't do. So keep that in mind. I'm not completely dissing on this. If you need nothing more than for something to type up little like Google documents or stuff like that, PowerPoint presentations, with the Google versions and stuff, then you're probably gonna be okay with this. Light YouTube work, social media scrolling. It does all that pretty darn well on this, but just keep in mind the screen is gonna give your eyes a brain aneurysm. It gets really laggy and buggy at times, and there are better laptops that you can buy nowadays that just have overall better specs. Back in 2020/2021, this laptop was great for basic stuff. No gaming, no photo editing, no video editing. You ain't doing none of that on this. Just because it simply cannot handle it. Even the 8GB model, I've heard, does not handle stuff like that well. And then that's also just the nature of Chromebooks. They're not meant for much more than that. You're not going to be gaming or nothing like that on a Chromebook. But with all that aside, that was the review of this HP Chromebook x360. I'm hoping to get an HP Windows laptop, one that has good specs, one that I can set up on a laptop stand and be able to use every day, and actually be able to do stuff on it like play like games, do photo and video editing, and all kinds of stuff like that. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys did like it, make sure you guys leave a like because it really helps out the channel a lot. Also make sure you guys subscribe and share with your friends to spread the word about my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.